I've also watched a video about that. We're gonna have to start this game, otherwise my entire YouTube catalog is gonna come to the forefront.
All right, so I am McDohl. You might know me from such D&D games as Salute the Flumph and Flumphscape and Flumph of the Wild. And I am here today with these four beautiful people to run a pre-published D&D adventure path called Waterdeep Dragon Heist. And I will go ahead and turn it over to the kids, starting with our usual DM, Dr. Brickroad, to introduce their characters to us.
Do you really want to start there?
Are you sure you want to do
I mean, you know what? You're right. Let's leave him for last, and we'll go in reverse. Let's start with Simon.
All right, I'm playing the wonderfully, we'll say, nihilistic half-orc fighter Gent. He is a fire eater who hates life and everything in it.
Okay. All right, Putti, your turn, since it looks like he's done.
Yes, I'm Putti, but my name here is Scappi. That's my Steam name, just so you know. I am Hetara, a Drow Warlock. I am... my patron is the Arcanal of Malakoff, and I am basically addicted to knowledge. I am an evil character. I'm pretty patient, and I'm basically trying to get some information for my master, some secret knowledge.
Okay, Treble.
I am a halfling druid by the name of Alton Russet. He has the hermit background. He spent many years in the woods, and he came to the shocking realization that the fungus is among us, and it needs to be stopped. So he has come back to civilization to just tell people what he has found out and find assistance to stop the fungal overlords before they take over the world. And the best way to do that, he has found, by the way, is to cook the mushrooms. And that's it.
And finally, Mr. Brickroad.
I will be playing the Goblin Bard, Pantaloons. I believe Pantaloons is best summed up with his various personality traits. Specifically his flaw, which is, Pantaloons not annoying, why you say?
Yep.
Pantaloons carries 8 daggers,
right?
2 in his belt loops, 2 hidden in his boots, 1 under his hat, which is also a pair of pants, 2 hidden in sleeves along his back, and number 8 is just listed as wouldn't you like to know.
I'm gonna need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
I can't, I don't have any dice.
Okay.
I have to use these fake dice this week.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a shake up there, isn't it, Dr. Brickroad?
I'm gonna throw them off the table and be really annoying and spawn 700 of them in when I only need 3. It's gonna be wonderful.
One of these will make the save.
I believe it. So yeah. So a lot of you have come to the city of Waterdeep for your various whether it be warning the world of the dangers of fungus, trying to be everyone's friend, eating fire, all those kind of fun things. And a lot of you have gravitated toward one of the more well-known pubs of the city, the Yawning Portal. And I don't actually have a map for the Yawning Portal, because the only one that they give you in this book is like a find the character picture.
There's
with
Waldo.
Basically, and one of the Waldos is actually Matt Mercer from Critical Role, so that's weird. So, before we started, I had a lot of you select a contact of sorts from the from inside the thing, from inside the module, and let me just go ahead and pop that back up. Hopefully this doesn't crash the game.
We picked our friends from a lineup.
Basically. Which one do you think would be the coolest to know? And let me just go back and have to load
Oh,
up
if it's the
everyone's
coolest, I'd like to make a new decision.
Immigrant.com.
I was a little annoyed that everybody didn't just pick Pantaloons.
Can I do that?
Gent is doing his best to not know Pantaloons.
You'll be delighted to know that Pantaloons is 100% mushroom free.
For now.
Oh.
Pull that up just a hair. Did that work? Yeah. Okay. So, Mr. Cameraman, if you could zoom in on that just a little bit, and everybody could let you know who you thought was the coolest or the most interesting person that you would like your character to know.
I picked Durnan
Alright.
because he looks like Al Swearingen.
Sure.
I went with, I'm gonna say, Yallister, because he seems the least objectionable to Gent.
I went with Yagra because I rolled a dice.
Yeah. I took Bonnie because she offers free beer and information.
Okay. All right. So, a lot of you know each other in the sense that you would know basically anyone who frequents a tavern on a regular basis. Like, you know each other by reputation more than anything at the moment. But each of your various people has asked you to come to the Yawning Portal on this particular day because there's a fellow who's looking for some assistance and he hasn't arrived yet. So you guys are just carrying on conversations with your various friends and whatnot.
So Alton is just talking to Yagra and just trying to get her to not drink as much because yeast is a type of fungus and you don't want to ingest the fungus unless it has been thoroughly vetted, and you have to know where it comes from. You have to be wary because they're everywhere. They have eyes everywhere.
But, to be fair, he's ingesting it.
Right. But like you can't really you can't trust something that has some substance that has been put in a barrel and left alone to let the fungus do its own thing. You have to carefully monitor the fungus. You have to control the fungus.
Pantaloons is loudly banging his bongo drums and improvising a freestyle rap about the dangers of fungus he has very recently learned of.
Make a performance check.
Sure. Hell yeah.
Oh dear.
What'd you get?
That's a 22.
Roll me 2d10.
Seven and 5.
You get 12 copper pieces in tips for your performance.
I start banging harder and faster.
Story of my life.
Yagra looks to Alton and says, "Listen, that's." Hang on, I have to adjust my train of thought here for a second.
I mean, Alton is just looking up at Yagra with his big halfling eyes, like, yes. And he adjusts his glasses. Like I can go into like the science behind the mushrooms and the fermentation and how you really shouldn't.
Then how do you expect anybody to get drunk without the fermentation process?
Pantaloon starts singing
knocks
a
back
song
on
about
him.
wine.
She knocks back a. She starts pounding a flagon.
You have to. I didn't say that you couldn't drink. I said you need to be more aware of where your fungus is coming from. You need to you need to only imbibe fungus that has been carefully vetted. This is of the most paramount, just it's just prodigious danger to do it otherwise.
Fungus is a sometimes food.
I ask Bonnie why Pantaloons is still allowed on the premises.
Durnan likes him. What can I say?
Wait, who
Finds him
just
funny.
who just gave me the 12 copper? Is it just one guy always putting copper in my bowl?
It's always Durnan. Gent is busy trying to figure out how to follow a performance like that.
Okay. What do you have in mind?
Well, he's got his pipe of smoke monsters, and he's considering making lots of smoke goblins and then blasting them with fire.
All right, go ahead and make a performance check.
Oh gosh.
Is this like just open mic night?
Maybe a little bit. Oh,
Oh dear. That was almost a 20.
that. What does that come to?
Yeah, that's 7.
Yeah, no tips for you, unfortunately, and
Well,
people are looking between you and Pantaloons with a little bit of a awkwardness there.
well, if it's like open mic night, Alton's gonna get a little soapbox and he's gonna put it on the stage, and he's going to immediately start preaching about the proper handling of mushrooms and how you shouldn't trust them.
So, is this where you lose money based on your performance check?
It goes over people's heads quite a bit, unfortunately. Like people can't quite follow what you're trying to tell them about the dangers of fungus. Really kind of a. This isn't really the crowd for it, you imagine.
I mean, they've got to be the crowd, because like if we don't rise up, then things are going to be very bad.
As you're talking about about the dangers of the fungus, you notice that a couple of guys have about 5 in total. One of them has a shaved head. Come into the tavern, and they immediately head for Yagra. And they appear to be having a very animated conversation, and as they go, Yagra's getting a little more tense. From what you can tell, there's something that's really not right about what's going on here.
I noticed those guys. in the end.
Alton will jump off his soapbox, carry it with him, break it down, fold it up, and put it in his backpack because it's a folding soapbox. And then he will flounce over and see what he can do for his bestest buddy Yagra.
I don't remember seeing that item in Xanathar.
As you're walking toward her, let's see here. Sorry. Yagra, she shouts out, "You pig! You like killing me mates, does ya?" And then she takes a swing at the guy. Why doesn't everybody please go ahead and roll some initiative for me?
Boy, Gent is pretty sure this is not his problem.
My initiative is +3, so
Uh,
different characters, same spot on the initiative order. Oh yeah.
Alright, so I just need
they have 9.
Go ahead and put your doohickey over at the let's see. I need to get some pawns out for me.
Although it's a little lonely on the initiative board without Razu at the absolute 0.
He told you that that's what happens every combat in Strahd too, right?
Really? Because that's
It's-
amusing.
It's Twoo.
Every single time. Like, I don't remember the last time his character has had over, like, an 8.
Alright, so got there. Got one there. One there. Okay, so top of the order gets us to Alton. Yeah, there's a crowd in between you and Yagra, and it's kind of forming up into a little bit of a circle because this definitely has the look of a barroom brawl.
Okay. Well, I am going to. So it's like 5-on-1 basically.
Yes.
I'm going to run up and use a bonus action to cast. Nah, I'm just gonna hit one of them with my stick. Seems like fun, right? I figure if we start casting magic, that might escalate things a little too much. I'm a
Okay.
halfling. Nobody will care if I hit people with a stick. Halflings do. That is a 13 to hit.
Who are you getting?
I don't know, one of the thugs attacking Yagra. Or Yagra attacked the thugs. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Semantics.
Yeah, it's a hit.
Cool. Awesome. That is 2 points of bludgeoning damage.
All right. Brings us to
And I'm just,
Yagra.
I screech. I screech, get off of my my anti-mushroom buddy. Little halfling screech.
Okay, Yagra, she will go ahead and take a swing at the bald-headed guy. And she will miss. Just kind of ducks his head out of the way. Which brings us to Pantaloons. What do you do?
Pantaloons has no compuncture about firing off magic in the middle of a brawl. Ain't give no kind of shit. How many thugs do we have? 2?
You have a group of 5 of them.
A group of 5, and they're all kind of crowding around Yagra.
Yagra, yeah.
All right, Pantaloons is going to cast Fairy Fire. So I need
Okay.
those 5 guys that are crowding around Yagra to please make a dexterity saving throw.
DC?
That's an excellent question. 13.
DC 13. Okay, give me 1 second as I see how many of them fail. Dexterity saving throw plus
How many other people in there have to make that throw?
3 passes, 2 failures.
Did the one that got sticked fail?
Well, I guess Yagra
Yes.
and Alton would also have to make it.
All right.
Yeah, because I can't pick and choose who's in there.
I
Yeah,
pass.
that's what I was thinking. Yagra passes as well.
Okay, so anybody who fails is illuminated with a blue bioluminescent light, and Pantaloon starts freaking out. And, the mushrooms! The mushrooms are here! Big Glass's man was right! And anybody who failed that dex save, attack rolls against them have advantage. And Pantaloons will use his bonus action to give... Who's coming up after me here? Gent's a fighter,
gosh.
right?
Yep.
Could use a bonus action to give Gent Bardic Inspiration. So for 10 minutes, you can add that to one ability check, attack roll, or saving throw. And Pantaloons will point at Gent. Do something! Do something, big green man with sword! And I will use my movement to get as far away from the thugs as possible without leaving the bar.
Okay. Just putting this here. Don't mind this. Don't mind this die that I'm putting on the initiative turn order.
Thought I was
at
ready.
all.
Thought I was ready for Said I was not ready for Pantaloons.
Gonna put that there. Don't mind it. Nothing important. Nothing to see here at all. Which brings us to the bald-headed fellow. And he is going to look at himself, see that he is stupid and glowy. Thank you, Pantaloons. And he is going to... he's gonna take another swing at Yagra. And he will, I believe, miss. Yes, he will miss. So, which brings us to Gent. You're up.
Alright. Well, Gent is pretty sure this is not his problem, but he's not one to miss out on a good bar fight. So he's running in and he's gonna go smack Bald-Face Guy.
Okay. With what?
With a glaive.
Ooh.
Okay. That is a 25 to hit.
That hits.
10 plus 4? Nine damage.
Ooh, that was a... That hurt quite a bit. And Krunz, who you hear in the course of this argument that they were having, this guy's name's Krentz apparently, he shouts out in pain as you dig your blade into him, and he turns to you with a fury in his eyes, and
Gent growls at him.
yeah.
That's my turn.
All right. Okay. Hetara, that's you.
What was the name of the guy who they attacked? Was sitting there, like T something.
I'm sorry, say again.
What was the name of the person who they attacked originally?
The name?
Yeah,
the
name.
woman.
Yeah, the Yagra.
Yagra. Okay. I tell Bonnie that I'm going to pay for 1 night and give her like the money for whatever that costs. You can tell me after, and then I tell her to tell Yagra to come up and meet me there after when the fight is over, and then I start heading upstairs into the rooms. So how much does the room cost?
3 silver.
The 3 silver, I just throw it on the table, and then I head upstairs after telling her to let Yagra know after the fight, meet me upstairs.
All right. Which brings us to some thugs who are going to, since they see some interlopers have gotten into the fray, he's going to go ahead. They're going to go ahead and turn their attention on you lot. I've got 2 guys that are going to be swinging at. Got 2 guys going to be swinging at Gent, and 2 going to be swinging at Alton. So for Gent, I have a 20 to hit
Surprisingly, that does hit.
and a 20 to hit.
The second one, actually, also hits.
First hit, going to deal 2 points of damage. Second hit, going to deal 3 points of damage. Alton. Does a 20 hit?
Yeah.
Will you stop?
Does a 13 hit?
No.
Only 1 hit to Alton.
Thank you.
3 points of damage to Alton as they draw blades now, seeing as Gent has pulled steel himself. And yeah, so that's gonna end that. So please, don't mind that. Which brings us to Alton. It's your turn.
All right. So, kind of draw me a picture here. Like, how are they, or like, is it like this where they're just surrounding? You know, are they just surrounding Yagra like this? I need positioning information so I can shoot my ice knife at somebody without blowing everybody up that I like.
Oh, I'm absolutely gonna get hit by an ice knife in there.
Okay, so yeah, Gent, who's probably here-ish, and then you got Alton here, and then Yagra. So that's kind of the positioning situation we're in right now.
Oh, okay. So I won't use ice knife then. I'll just cast Shillelagh on my quarterstaff, and then
I thought that spell stays up for a while, doesn't it?
it does, but I didn't have it cast before. I just
Oh, I thought.
hit him with my regular quarterstaff before.
Okay.
I cast Shillelagh using a bonus action, and then I will attack the same gentleman that I attacked last time with
Okay.
my
Bonkin stick.
Shillelagh stick. I don't know. It is. So that'd be +5. That'd be 9 to hit.
That's not gonna do it.
Okay. Well,
That'd be end of Alden's turn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yagra locks eyes with you for a second, grins, and then goes to take a swing at the bald-headed gentleman. That's gonna hit, and she is gonna deal a bit more damage. Stat blocks. The stat blocks I wrote down were incorrect.
Good job.
Yeah.
Quick, make something up.
Yeah, I am making stuff up.
So their armored class is 7.
Yep.
2 hit points each.
Sure.
And when they hit us, it actually heals us.
That makes sense. That makes absolute sense. Pantaloons, it's your turn.
Okay. Pantaloons is going to draw his daggers and fling one at the lead thug
Sure.
with the understand. He's failed his fairy fire, yes?
Yes, he has failed very far.
All right, rolling with some advantage here.
Ooh.
So we have a 24 to hit.
Okay.
Which 3 have failed their fairy fire?
For 6 points of piercing damage. And bonus action for an offhand dagger.
You said 6 points?
6 points. That's a critical hit, my friend.
Ooh.
Second dagger, 5 points of piercing damage. I don't see where to keep track of ammunition on this sheet, though.
It's do you actually have arrows?
No, I have daggers.
Oh. I don't think there's really a way to keep track of the daggers. You just
You can check whether or not they're
equipped, yeah. and check whether you're wielding them. But like,
Or you can
they're-
grab a piece of paper.
All right. So, just 1 second. I gotta verify something real quick.
if you do have arrows or something, there is a way to keep track of that.
There.
Though.
This big red D6 here is how many daggers Pantaloons has left.
That is an ominous die.
That is a very interesting D6 you have there.
It's a D8, not a D6.
So, how much is that crit deal?
5 points.
Are you trying to kill this guy?
Yeah.
He drops dead to the floor.
Burst into the tavern and started attacking Yagra.
All right.
If I wasn't
Interesting.
trying to kill him, I wouldn't be throwing knives at him.
So, does Pantaloons know that if he murders people, there are less people to like him?
This is self-defense. This isn't murder.
You weren't being attacked.
People are being attacked and I'm defending them. They're my friends.
That's how you make friends.
Everybody drew weapons.
So that leads us to Krentz, who is now dead on the floor. That brings us to
Sweet.
Gent.
All right, he's gonna bring his glaive out and attack the other guy. Whoever's closest that has fairy fire.
All right.
That's 23 to hit.
That's good.
For let's see, 11?
11 damage.
No, 10. 10 damage.
Oh, he's still dead.
Welcome to
Cut the-
two-handed weapons.
You
Sounds
cut
like
these
a-
boys. You're cutting these boys down left and right, and
And Gent has no compunctions about killing.
They'll break and run if they know what's good for them.
yeah. That brings us to Hetara. What are you doing?
When I hear that they're still fighting, I give out a bit of a sigh, and then I cast Minor Illusion of like hard knocks at the door to the bar, and then like I was saying, order, open up, or something like that, like sort of imitating a policeman or watchman or whatever, whoever runs the city here. And
Okay.
so yeah, that's my action. Just cast Minor Illusion.
It's
And get into
it's
the room.
exactly as loud as a lion's roar.
It's actually not. It's a bit quieter, but it's still pretty loud.
Yeah, you can change the volume of that. We just always said that it's as loud as the lion can roar because it's funny that way. So these three fellas are gonna disengage and bolt the fuck out.
Yeah, they ought to.
Alton will shake his stick and come back here, you reprobates. Yeah.
Gent is disappointed that they took the disengage action, but he goes back to his seat.
We're still on initiative order for a sec. Alton, what are you doing in the next immediate What are you doing in the next immediate second?
So how far away from me are they?
They're leaving the yawning portal and scattering out into the streets.
Are they still in the yawning portal? Like, are they within 60 feet of me in line of sight?
I'll give you a 50,
The answer is
50.
yes. I'm going to shoot an ice knife at them.
No, they just turned the corner and are breaking down an alleyway outside.
Well, fine. If you
Yarra looks down at the bald man that Gent laid out. Looks to him and says, "Good work."
Oh, no. Pantaloons killed that one.
Was that Pantaloons? Was Mushroom? Everybody saw.
Pantaloons, what are you doing in the immediate? You have one action. What are you doing?
I'm asking Alton if a reprobate is a potentially dangerous form of mushroom.
Alton is like nodding sagely. Good job, Pantaloons.
Gent, what are you doing in the
Stalwart
immediate?
of my allies.
You have one action. What are you doing?
He's heading back to his seat.
Okay. Hetara, what are you doing?
I'm just staying in the room. I'm just waiting. Maybe I'll prepare a drink or something. But yeah, I set up 2 chairs.
Okay. Let me go ahead and roll a die for no particular reason whatsoever.
That's the best reason to roll a die.
Yeah,
fun.
and I rolled really poorly.
Good.
Shouts of alarm suddenly ring out as a hulking creature climbs up out of the shaft in the middle of the taproom. It's a monster with warty green skin, a tangled nest of wiry black hair, long carrot-shaped nose, bloodshot eyes. Bares its yellow teeth and howls, and you can see that half a dozen bat-like creatures attached to its body, with 3 more circling above it like flies. Everybody in the tavern, except for Durnan behind the bar, shouts out, everybody who's not Durnan, and presumably the player characters, are starting to panic and breaking for the exits. And Durnan he reaches underneath the bar, pulls out a great sword, and he shouts, "Troll!"
How unusual
crawling
of an
up out of the-
occurrence is this?
What?
How unusual of an occurrence is this?
Absolutely unusual. Like, the Yawning Portal itself has a big old, like, hole to the Undermountain beneath the city. And occasionally things come out, but it's very infrequent because this is probably the worst way to sneak your way into the city if you were a not nice thing.
Okay.
So bear with me as I roll some initiative here. Ooh, that one was good.
Gent is still waiting for the officers to come in from outside.
I guess I'll
They were at the door.
Pantaloon's not scared. The city guard is here.
I mean, the fuzz is...
To be fair, they're probably dealing with those thugs who just ran outside.
is that
Oh
right?
yeah, probably.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Alright. So Durnan immediately engages with the troll, and he looks to Pantaloons and says and tells the lot of you that are kind of gathered around over by Yagra to deal with the Sturges while he takes care of the troll. So yeah, that brings us to Alton. It's your turn.
And sturges are those little insects, right? Little blood-sucking insects.
It's a mosquito that's like the size of a bat.
Okay, so how many of them are there again? Like I lost. I accidentally unplugged my headset.
There's
So I
like
missed
a
part of it.
there's like a half dozen of them that are attached to the troll's body, and then there's like 3 more of them floating around above it.
Okay, well, so would you say that all the sturges are within 5 feet of the troll?
Yeah, I would say that.
Okay, I'll shoot an ice knife at the troll.
Okay.
So I need. So that is a 19 to hit the troll.
I think it's gonna hit. Yes, it does.
All right, the troll takes 4 piercing damage, and I
Okay.
need absolutely everybody, including the troll, who is within 5 feet of the troll, to take a dexterity saving throw. And the
Okay.
DC is
Okay, there's
the
6
DC is-
d20s here for the ones.
I think the DC is 13.
That sounds about right. I think if you just go to your spells tab, you'll see it right there. Yeah. Fail. Fail. Pass. 2 passes. I'm just
Alright.
gonna say that the ones that passed are not attached to the thing.
All right, everybody that failed takes 10 cold damage.
Oh, Sturges are dropping like flies. Like very large, ugly, disgusting flies that are bloated with blood. With green troll blood. Gross.
More like
and
delightful.
the ones that they pop as they hit the floor.
On the plus side, that's really good eats. The troll blood, that is.
I feel like you fired that off too early. I feel like
Yeah,
had
you blew your wad, Treble. Okay, so that brings us to Yagra, who is going to get the hell away from the troll because she got punched really hard. Pantaloons, it's you.
how much
There
physical
are
distance can Pantaloons put between himself and the troll without leaving the yawning portal?
Probably about 60 or 70 feet.
Okay, go there.
Okay.
Actually, what's the effective range on these? I'm not super worried about these Sturges. It seems like they're going down pretty quick. Pantaloons is going to cast Hideous Laughter on the troll.
Okay.
So let's get a DC 13 Wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh, I bet he's really good at those. Oh, look, he's not. That's a fail.
Okay.
Intelligence does a troll have?
So, everything that this troll sees is hilariously funny, and he falls into fits of laughter.
Yep.
He falls prone, becoming incapacitated and unable to stand up for the duration of the spell, and he can repeat this save at the end of each of its turns.
Okay. All right, which, funnily enough, brings it to its turn.
Well, I got a bonus action, my friend.
Oh.
I'm going to go ahead and give Gent some more bardic inspiration.
I already.
Oh, you already have it. You can't have it twice.
Please don't.
Give it to Alton, then.
All right, so...
And then I will move as far away from the troll as I can.
All right. So, what can he do during his turn for Hideous Laughter?
He's incapacitated and prone.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, then I guess
You
I'm
can
just trying
repeat
to
the
save
saving
at the end of my
throw.
turn. And it's what, DC 13, you said?
Yes, sir.
That's still a failure. He is still laughing on the floor. And Durnan, when he sees this, he sees you throw out this spell. He gives you kind of a, you know, the kind of the dad approving nod to you. He just gives you that curt little nod, like you done good.
That's the nicest thing
And-
anybody's ever said to Pantaloons.
And yeah, when Durnan puts a blade in the troll's in the troll's chest, it dies like right there on the spot.
Gent is disappointed.
There's still Sturges.
The Sturges seem to have taken a lot of the fight out of him already. Which is gonna bring us to Gent.
Yeah, Gent's gonna go attack a Sturge.
There's still two Sturges flitting around, immediately trying to. Now that they see that things are dying, that more of that their brethren all got lit up by ice knives, it's kind of like, no, we are out.
I'm gonna spend my inspiration.
Sure.
That is an 18 to hit.
Yep.
For 13 damage.
Yeah, splat. Like, you know that Secret of Evermore bug splat sound?
It's a good splat.
No. I'm just imagining the splats from Deltarune.
Yeah, that works too. Alright. Good job, Gent. You have killed a cat-sized mosquito.
I have not seen the splat from Deltarune, but I will say with authority the ones in Evermore are better.
Hetara, you're up. There is one more Sturge flitting around in here.
I burst out of the room and I shoot a crossbow at the remaining whatever.
The remaining Sturge?
Sturge. Yeah, the remaining Sturge. Right now.
Can you be the guy?
See. Oh. That's a 9. So
Nope, not going to do it. Your crossbow shot goes wide.
Well.
Anything else?
How much movement did it take to get into view?
I would say that you're at the top of the stairs. You probably taken about 10 feet of movement.
Okay, I get back up as soon as I see that I didn't hit.
Okay. Alton, that brings us back to the top with you.
Well, I have a stick. It
You
is
do have a stick.
currently magical.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to use it. I'm going to use Thorn Whip. So I'm going to Thorn Whip this bug.
All right. That's a to hit roll, right? Yes.
That is an 11.
That does not hit, and your whip just unfurls out and cracks over Yagra's head as she's running away.
Alton pulls the magic whip back and is like, this is just a silly weapon. What kind of moron would use a whip?
It is.
Somewhere out there, like a hobgoblin's hackles just raise like foomp.
Nah, Razu's not in Faerun.
Going to be needling Razu the campaign.
Yes.
Let's see. That brings us to a Sturge, surprisingly enough, and the Sturge is going to go ahead and try and sink its little giant cat-sized mosquito pincer beak pointy thing to try and chew on
Proboscis.
Alton.
Proboscis.
Proboscis. That's a good word. Yes. Gonna try and hit Alton here and make a meal of him. That is a 19 to hit.
Yeah.
All right. So pleased to be enjoying. Wait, I did that outside. I'm still used to doing the tabletop simulator thing. I have the DM screen today. I've been doing this for 3 years. I've been doing it this way for 3 years.
I do the same thing. Don't feel bad.
So that's 5 piercing damage, and
Ow.
the Sturge is attached to you. And it starts slurping on you like a big gulp.
Big gulp, huh?
Getting the sound
Yeah,
effect there,
Pantaloons.
Hoss. Pantaloons shrieks in horror because his dear friend Alton has just been injected with mushroom spores. So he's going to fling a dagger at the Sturge.
Sure.
Of
Wow.
course.
Okay.
I like it.
Wow. I'm liking it too.
All right, we're looking
And-
at
Way more damage than you need.
10 points of piercing damage.
And all of Alton's blood kind of spatters on his body as the blood that was pulled into him just kind of, as the blood sac just bursts and
I
the
got this
Sturge
back
falls
for
to the
you.
ground.
Was that the final surge?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Gent kicks the troll.
Pantaloons will
And-
retrieve his daggers.
Yep. And those that didn't completely make it all the way out of the tavern look back and see the lot of you and Durnan having alleviated the threat. There's a little bit of cheering and applause going on as the 4 of you plus Durnan have managed to alleviate the threat.
Pantaloons takes a bow.
Alton reaches back and unfurls his soapbox and puts it on the ground and then steps on top of it.
And the employees of the tavern are in the process of taking the corpses of the troll and dumping them into the big cistern in the middle of the tavern, which leads to the Undermountain.
Oh, that's what
Let
that's
them deal
for.
with it. Yep. And as people are crowding around and you know and buying a lot of your drinks and whatnot and celebrating the heroes of the hour, there's a fellow who shoves past the crowd and just kind of looks to who looks to each of you in turn, shakes your hand profusely, and says, "You're adventurers, right? I could use your help. Can we find a table to talk, please?"
And Alton goes, I am always willing to talk about the menace. And he goes and sits down at the table, and pats the seat next to him. Come,